Hello everyone, my name is Wall Street, and I pull another dumbass! Because of me making some corrections over the last couple days to fix the sound, because of me doing upgrades, as you can see in the background, I've been putting sound panels up, so I've been messing with the audio settings. My dumbass put the output setting on the microphone. So the first 2 minutes of this video is gone. The video in question is The Legendary World of Spyro games. Now, let me just say one thing. I made a lot of good jokes right off the bat. And you know what? I'm going to keep them, but it's just going to be out of context and stupidity. But you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm going to throw them in right now. Also, I'm trying a different video format. I'm trying something different, so please don't hate me. I asked the community what they want, and at the time of this being recorded, it's neck and neck with the way I've been doing it and this format. So please don't hate me. This is just a trial one. You Gradius fans and the Devil Ornaments fans are the brutally honest ones. That will tell me if this is a good idea or not. This is just an experimental one. Please let me know if you do not like this, because I will stop it immediately. So, without further ado, this feels so awkward. I don't like it personally, but let's see if you guys do, because ultimately this format is for you guys more than me. So, without further ado, let's start off this video with an ad, which I've been told do not skip or I will be hung by a noose. So, without further ado, let's get started. Mom? You do watch YouTube? Oh no. We all made that mistake. What the fuck? Huh? You want to come pee? My God. Even my kinky ass won't do that. Ew. It's not as big as it used to be, mate. Oh God, it's the haters! I think the British are gone. They're starting to become scary. We're back? Alright, let's continue.
Go to America right now and ask all of my friends.
Oh, you said in the nice area. Okay, flex on me then.
Right guys, for this video, I want to cover every single Spyro game known to existence on every portable and main console. Is that a good idea?
Are you kidding me? You're stealing my idea! It's unacceptable! Come on! I'm the complete Who are you?
Oh no! Look who it is! It's him!
An Xbox party. After everyone got drunk. And Tony Truff. That's basically what that is in a nutshell.
It's Simon, the door! Yes, of course I was going to talk about Spyro when I hit 1 million subs. I've only been promising that since your Labrador was born. It's dead now. There is a reason I've avoided everything to do with Spyro up until now, though, because he's easily the most requested thing I've ever had to talk about on my channel ever since I started it. So for the sake of saving it for something special, I always told myself, not yet, Purple Prince. I'll save you for 1 million. So come on, you blokes, let's get him out! Spyro, it's finally time!
Oh God.
save money on my mum's hip replacement.
And let's be honest, everybody loves Spyro. That's why he was so requested. Who doesn't love him? You do, don't you, Izzy?
Jesus.
Exactly!
The thing is, though, I don't want to get too overexcited. There's a lot of Spyro games out there that I could make multiple videos about. We're far beyond the days of 2012 and me only covering the first 3 games for a... No, I'm gone. So for this special, I am gonna
He do be warning. You be warning on them haters.
stick to the main console games and the main portable games, go through each and every one of them chronologically, and then show you why Spyro games make me wood.
Part 1. Purple is gay. Right, so first off, no matter if you like Spyro or hate his gut,
Hey. Purple ain't gay. Is that why I chose red and blue to be my colors? God damn, I need to leave the closet. You know what? No. Fuck you. For the remaining of for the remaining of this video, purple. Screw you.
you cannot deny the iconic status of this box art. This color scheme, this art style, it's so PlayStation. It is perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about it. Why is that there? The story of Spyro 1 is that the press have gone over to the Dragon Realms to interview the dragons about a wretched old boil known as Nasty Nork, and they decide to make fun of him on live TV.
Besides, he is ugly.
Got a real Kanye West over it. Now, how did Nasty hear that savage diss all the way from his house? Well, you have to remember, this was way back in the 90s, and everybody thought TVs worked like telephones. Don't forget, TVs had only been around for 70 years. Because of that, Nasty Nork casts a crystallizing spell on every dragon in the kingdom.
AKA the silent generation control all the business decisions and... They do be a little slow when it comes to tech, not gonna lie.
Except for Spyro, because... luckily for us though, Spyro is purple, and purple is a sick color. Everything purple kicks ass, which means Spyro runs off to kick ass, which means the game itself would inevitably kick ass. Except his voice, that doesn't really kick anything aside from my face.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Is it because of his color? Did they give him a chain-smoking teenager's voice because no one would think he was cool for being purple? That's outrageous. Some of the best things in life are purple, like bruises and ringworm.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
See, kids? Spyro is cool. He nearly said bottom. In Simon 1, you skip around luscious open environments unless the game stops you with the big shapes. Smashing all of your nan's china with your head, gliding from island to island, setting sheep on fire, occasionally fighting a boss, cracking open old men.
Run! I'm getting a little...
And eventually run off to Nasty's lair to spit roast him. That Nasty Nork is toast.
Yeah, he is.
And honestly, that's kind of it. This is a fairly standard collectathon platformer from the time. Find as many gems, dragon eggs, and crystallized perverts as possible in order to unlock more hub worlds to find as many gems, dragon eggs, and crystallized perverts as possible. But Simon does have some tricks up his sleeve to stick out above your Banjo-Kazooies and your Super Martins.
Let's-a go, yahoo!
In case you didn't notice, Spyro is a dragon, and that means he has 5 unique things that make the game work entirely on their own. 1. Dangly skin. Simon not only jumps like every other knobhead, but by hitting jump again can use the loose parts of his back to glide long distances, all the way to Scotland. This isn't only an extremely fun and liberating thing to do in every Spyro game, but allows the level design to focus not just on horizontal flat landscapes. Now you can have giant, sprawling, and tall levels based on verticality. You see that glimmering secret pile of treasure far out there? Well, if you get yourself high enough somewhere else in that level, and not from a weed, you may be able to reach it. It's not even a case of you finding the one single place to cross that one single gap, turning the glide function into a situational invisible bridge either. You can glide off of any surface in any direction. dimension, which means the designers can hide more secrets in more creative places and gives you a breathtaking sense of freedom and adventure in each level, which can also be tense as hell. Whenever I'm about to make a risky looking glide, I always have this inner fear of, oh my god, I want that stuff over there, but is my glide going to be high enough to reach it? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out, so here I go. But once I'm gone, I'm committed, so I have to be confident. Oh god, I'm not gonna make it, am I? Oh god, Simon, you're gonna die. I'm so sorry, Simon, this is my fault. You're flying slowly towards your coffin and you're seeing it happen right in front of your eyes, but are powerless to do anything. Oh no, please don't look at me, Simon. I'm sorry, please stop making me own my guilt. Please stop looking at me! 2. Bad breath. Instead of any clumsy jumps or precise melee attacks, Simon uses a wide, close-range fire breath attack to kill the enemy Norks or break open baskets for gems. Not only a really fun thing to do, but it looks cool, leaves little black ashes behind, and basically guarantees a hit if you're facing the general direction of the breath since it has such a wide girth. 3. The horn. Simon can use his horns for even more utility than the flame breath. It can break metal vases and baskets, attack basic Norks no problem, and gives you a speed boost which makes basic running around much more thrilling and quick when you need to get a move on with your little bum. 4. Whirlwinds. If you jump into a whirlwind, the camera moves downwards and lets you look right up Spyro's 5. Small thing that isn't a dragon and has nothing to do with dragons at all. That wispy little skinny lemon is Sparks the Dragonfly, and he is your health bar somehow. Yellow means you've got 4 hits left, blue is 3 hits left, green is 2 hits left, gone is 1 hit left, and then you keep yourself healthy by murdering smaller creatures that have no ways of fighting back, just like in real life. But honestly, I couldn't care less about health points. I just want Sparks to look yellow as often as possible, because blue and yellow look like spoiled cheese. I don't want Sparks to look ill, so I give him as many butterflies as possible. I will even go all the way back to the beginning of an empty level to top him up if I have to. No small animal is too far away for me to gut. In fact, we do it just for fun in our spare time, don't we, Scott?
What?
Haha! You can say that again. But here's where things get interesting. On their own, the moves that Spyro can pull off are pretty sweet. But when you mix them together, whoa. You get big enemies that can only be flamed and armored enemies that can only be charged with your horns. Then you get enemies that are too big to charge but also armored from your flame, so a new weakness needs to be discovered. You get collectible dragon eggs that are stolen by thieves that are too quick to be flamed, so need to be charged towards all over the level while they go... This noise triggers my stomach acids. You get supercharge panels on the floor to make your charge get faster and faster the more time you spend on the panels, and the more time you spend on the panels, the further your jump and glide becomes. And it's because of that example in particular why I love levels like Treetops, because once you get going, it's like... Yeah, most people hate it. But you're all morons. Sure, it takes me a few attempts to remember the routes and I die a few times every time I come back to it after a while, but the satisfaction of finding the correct starting point of a supercharge panel, jumping over to another island to keep gaining speed on another supercharge panel, and then making that one final gigantic glide over to the hardest to reach area of the whole game is ingenious and incredible to get right. The game isn't full of stuff like this, but when it is, it nails it and makes me go... I even like the little balance things going on with how you control Spyro, like flame breathing, for example, being an easier and safer attack to do against baskets and enemies, but the trade-off for that is that everything is slower and the gems that drop from them float up into the air and fall loose. But if you try and go for a risky charge attack as much as possible, you'll find it's not only faster, but then the gems will follow immediately after you once you break the basket or kill the enemy. I even love how you can charge different barrels towards the end of the game to attack the... Then you get those one-off bonus levels for each world that turns the game into a free-flying time trial of destruction. These will be known from now on as speedways. Why can't Simon fly all over the place whenever he wants at any other point in the game? Because you ask too many questions. Actually, it's most likely because when...
You know, crushing these types of games. They're games. Fantasy.
Whenever he does fly on his own, he can get...
Damn.
This is the reason people still love the original Spyro PS1 series even until today. It's the fine mix of all of these moves to make the series a blast to play, with a couple of extra references to other games for good measure.
I always believed in you, Spyro.
You gotta believe.
Time to get romantic. Ha 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 ha.
The charm of the world around you is off the charts too, and
Hey, yo! Someone is being a sussy baka today, eh? Someone's being a little saucy. Oh, Lord.
And there's so much detail put into the tiniest things. If you charge into a bull instead of flaming it, it'll get stuck in the ground by its horns. If you move up a steep hill, Simon's walk cycle changes. Set fire to cacti and watch them shake the ashes off. Watch enemies capture smaller creatures and then get too distracted celebrating to attack you. See how terrified enemies look as you walk towards them, but once you look away from them, they... Oh.
Hey, yo! Yeah.
He love this fat ass.
Seriously though,
You did not just. You don't realize how hard it is not to go back to my high school self and talk right now. And I can't believe I just said it on camera. God damn it.
there are Norks everywhere, and nearly every single level gives you a different variant of them, which the game really didn't need to do. There's Norks with swords, Norks with clubs, Norks with flags, Norks with tasers, Norks with guns. Norks with guns. Easy does it, I'm too small and I can't reach that. Also, I'm British, which means you probably hate me, but it also means that I love saying the word Norks. The hills have Norks, the castles have Norks, the harbours have Norks, the fairies have Norks. You know what's sad as well? In the Reignited Trilogy remake, they got rid of the Norks with guns and replaced them with purple water pistols.
What?
Oh, come on now. What?
America is displeased at you, Spyro. We take our guns seriously. A little bit unhealthy level of seriousness. Please send help.
You don't like seeing guns in your video games? What are you, a cuckwoke?
And hey, I may really dislike Spyro's voice in this game, but the other dragons you rescue are another thing entirely.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
How about you get far? I love all of these guys. They're only
How
ever on
about
screen for
no?
like 5 seconds each, but they're the most memorable part of the game for me.
Ever since you're a wee puff of smoke, we've known, I forget.
They mostly serve as hints and tips when you find them, even though the hints are all horrible.
Big enemies like this Gnorc with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Yes, I already killed that guy to rescue you. What are you talking about?
Did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing X at the very top of your jump?
How do you think I got here?
Flame won't harm metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
Hey, be nice to these older folks, okay? I'm surprised we're able to remember that you're a bear, okay? A lot of older people tend to give the worst advice because they don't realize what year they're in. Not always. Sometimes they're good, but most times it's, yeah. It's no longer 1980s, guys. We have smartwatches.
This is World 2. I've been doing this for the last 6 levels. Are you senile?
Be careful, Spyro. This boss has many tricks up his sleeve.
What does that mean?
Some big Norks up ahead are wearing armor.
I don't blame them. They're very sensitive.
The best line in the entire game, though, easily goes to Cletus. My man Cletus. What does he say?
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I've got to go.
What?
All right. Bye then. You know what all of the dragons'
Okay.
favorite thing is to say, though?
Thank you for releasing me.
I swear that most of these smelly lizards say this line on repeat, and by the end of the game, nearly every single one of them says it. You want to see how many I found?
Thank you for
Oh, boy.
releasing me.
Thank you for 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 releasing me. Thank you for releasing me. Thank you for releasing me. Thank you for releasing me.
Thank you for releasing me. Thank you for releasing me.
Thank you for releasing me.
But don't worry, not all of them say thank you. Some of them say thanks.
Thanks for releasing me.
It's really a shame, though, that as a game itself, Spyro 1 is...
By the way, all those were basically spoken by the same person. all they did was change the pitch. The pronunciation and rhythm was basically the same for like most of that. So probably 2 people spoke all those lines. Thanks for releasing me on that information.
Just alright. Welcome to my Arabian toilet.
Yeah, despite my accolades, I actually don't think Spyro 1 is that great, mainly because of how primitive and stripped back it feels, especially compared to the sequels, which isn't Spyro 1's fault, but I'm blaming him anyway. And I don't care what you say because I'm friends with the super popular YouTuber Vsauce too, aren't I, Kevin?
You may kiss the bride.
Oh god.
Hey, Jim!
See, he even calls me by my real name, like my mummy when she's upset with me. You know, it's weird. It always surprises me when I remember that the first Spyro came out in 1998. This wasn't an early PlayStation title, and yet I think it feels like one. There's just something missing. I can't explain it. There's no gimmicks, no major surprises. I mean, I do love simplicity and games that are to the point, but with cartoony collectathon Johnny John Spyro the Johnson, the simplicity holds it back for me. Especially when you compare it to the following games, Spyro 1 feels really plain, just like how Crash 1 feels compared to Crash 2. And by 1998, Crash 3 had already perfected the Crash formula, whereas Spyro was just getting his feet wet. And when Spyro gets his feet wet, he dies. The collectathon gameplay loop is pretty basic, and it gets a bit samey for me after World 2, with not much variety in what you actually do, aside from more dangerous glides and slightly different enemies. And for as much as I love the visual style, the presentation itself also gets a little bit too samey for me. Aside from that hole, these things can get royally shitted off too. What are these things? Why do they look like that? How do they slide around so quickly? Get off me, you radish! No matter how many times I replay this game, I can never remember the names of levels or tell them apart by screenshots. They just don't leave much of a lasting impact on me. I don't think there's anything entertaining or that endearing about the characters and story. Spyro's voice,
I think I smell a barbecue.
makes me want to shit down a chimney. The sound effects feel really wet and sloppy without much impact or crunch. The charge controls are pretty damn loose and slippery. The charging jump height is shorter than a stand for a toddler trying to reach a sink. The glide can sometimes feel really heavy that doesn't always make its target even when you feel like it should.
That's what
and then
she
there's
said.
all the little things that add up over the course of the game. You hit these and then jump over them to get the gems. Why? It's awkward. If you miss it, you just do it again. Waste of time. These things you breathe fire on over and over again until they pop. Pointless. Why am I doing this? Waste of time. This rolling mechanic? Useless. I only find it handy on these single dog enemies on this single level because everything chases you down anyway, even if you rolled. Waste of buttons. Then you have the soundtrack, composed by one of my favorite drummers of all time, Stuart Copeland. It's a soundtrack beloved by basically everyone. And I think it's...
Oh god, you upset the fan base.
Oh my god. Yes, it's that Stuart Copeland, the drummer from the all-time classic rock band, The Policeman. And look, I don't hate the music. It's good music. In fact, it's one of Barry Kramer's favorites, and he's going to play a little bit of it for us right now. Let's take it away! But I don't get the undying love for this game's soundtrack in particular. I think it's way too spacious and meandering for the kind of game that this is. And if you tied a rope around my neck and asked me to match which songs go with what levels or else you'll hang me, I'd say, I don't know. But then I'd say that anyway because I don't mind this. Don't get me wrong though, when the visuals and music come
I am concerned for you, my friend. I legit do need a timeout, okay? I do need a legitimate timeout. Nah. I don't do those imaging stuff that well. I know. It's unfair to cut a video, especially Jraddy, especially with my history, into pieces. 1, it just makes my life easier. 2, I'm not going to probably cut it up that much. I'm just going to make it easier for people to watch because I know watching a 3-hour plus long video is not worth it. But the reason why I need a timeout And I want to talk about this because it's a great opportunity. I know putting trigger warnings and all that, it's no foray again. Oversensitive, be a fucking man. You have 2 fucking balls. At least I think. And do all that jazz, okay? I get it. Mostly. The thing is, as someone who attempted suicide to hanging, seeing a person who I highly respect do that, just, no, I can't do it. Call me whatever you want. Call me whatever the fuck you want. Oversensitive is a joke, get over it, whatnot. But that stuff does still trigger bad memories from my past. Not just the attempt, but also the situations that led up to that choice. So, I'm gonna stop reacting to it here. Wait until I get into a better mood. Because every time I see one of those imaging stuff, it puts me on alert. It makes me anxious, it makes me angry, it makes me not as funny. I become way overly serious, as you can probably tell right now. I'm trying to sneak in jokes, but my mind is not thinking like that. So, please understand, okay? Like, I can handle the imaging of it, but the action, no. I can't do that. I know how that actually feels. It's not pleasant. It's one of the worst pains I ever felt in my life. And I've been stabbed. So yeah. Please understand, okay? I'll continue watching it over the weekend, most likely. Probably break it down to a couple more parts. Probably 30-minute chunks. That probably should do it. But yeah, no. I can't watch any more of him for today. I'm pissed. So yeah. Peace.